Why you got your name Komodo Freeman? Can we not like include me?
That's when it was just me at that point.
Mm. We live.
We live. What's up, nigga?
Are we live?
They said we are live.
I don't even know how to
Coming
spell
live
Juneteenth.
streaming device. We good?
And June.
All right. I don't know why you wearing red, white, and blue. You know, we supposed to wear black forever. Wear black on this day.
We're black on this day.
We wearing black.
One, it's hot. We in Texas. Y'all niggas gonna cook.
What is that? That's a terrible excuse.
I'm in a hotter part of Texas than you is, nigga.
He is. He is in a harder part of Texas.
I know. That means your ass.
I just want to show the people how true we is. Black shirt, black belt, black pants, black shoes, black socks, nigga, black drawers. You can't see that. Look.
I actually did wear black underwear, but I'm gonna give it.
You got on black drawers too?
I do got black drawers.
About 5 p.m., y'all niggas gonna be well done.
See, that's why you gotta put baby powder on your balls, man. So you don't sweat.
Oh God! Oh God! Out here, bro, you got it on the cool. On the cool.
Don't do that.
Bro, you got it.
It's gold bound. I was doing baby powder, but I switched to gold bound powder because it's not for babies. You feel me? But that shit works. It works like a motherfucker.
Oysters today. But are we live?
Yeah, we live.
Like you see us on Facebook or whatever?
I'm sharing it out right now. You know, I'm doing my thing.
We're live because Greg Abbott.
Oh yeah, that rule. How y'all feel about? How you feel about the mask rule? You see what I'm saying?
Sarcasm. But
man, I don't got no problem with it. Honestly, I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is.
That's because you skinny.
What you
I
mean?
got a problem with it. Bro, I breathe so hard in the mask outside.
I ain't gonna lie, it's hard.
Bro, I breathe so hard.
My breath always smells like Black and Mild and weed. I mean, not weed, CBD.
Huh? The fans be like, huh? What you say?
CBD. My breath always smells like CBD, man. You feel me? You gotta keep the breath mint. Maybe I'm not tripping on it, but I don't know. I'm not tripping. I think it's a little bit much. As they talking about the cold reds and all that shit, and I'm out here. I don't see none of that shit. I don't know no nigga that died. I don't know nobody in the hospital. I don't know nobody who knows niggas. None of my niggas, mamas, daddies, uncles, aunties, nobody that I know personally is going through this shit. So I know that people that are. I know the corona's real. I just think it's a little overinflated. But hey, if it's just a mask, man, I'm not tripping on that shit.
It's clearly overinflated, but it's real. But it's like, man, we handling this so terribly. It's so dumb. Like I would have. If when Texas reopened, I'd rather him just say in the beginning, oh, okay, we're gonna have to have a mask rule until we fully reopen up.
That's cool. Yeah, I ain't tripping on it. I'm not tripping on it.
I've been cool with it. I mean, it's just like wearing a mask. I just don't like wearing a mask outside. You feel me?
I'm not doing that shit, nigga. That's not happening. Like, no, nigga. I wear a mask when I walk into an establishment. If I'm outside on the block in front of the gas station, I'm not doing that shit, nigga. I'm sorry.
You know you don't have to wear a mask in church.
I don't go to church.
Yeah. The only mask you need is Jesus.
Right. I was saying apparently Corona don't exist in churches or something. I don't know. Praise
Name
God.
a preacher that got Corona.
Bro,
name a preacher that got Corona.
Bro, if your immune system is Pastor Wilson, bro, Corona ain't shit, boy. He looked Ebola dead in the face. Or should I say the hole?
Oh my God, please.
Dead in the hole. Look,
technically, Pastor Wilson, we started that episode. We started this podcast because of Pastor Wilson.
He a pioneer, bro. He been immune since then, bro. He fucking tongue kissed.
We started it on preachers. People of Culture podcast is based off of preachers of culture, bro. It wasn't because of the preachers. We cannot forget. And this is like episode 40, I think, which is kind of crazy to me. Like we really been doing this every week. Like we coming up closer and closer to a full year. It's kind of crazy. weekly, cranking out weekly. You know, and that's not even counting our smoke break episodes.
That's true.
We turn 30 coming up soon. All three of us, we turn 30 soon.
Damn, I've been in my 20s so long, nigga. Like I've been 20 for 20 years.
I ain't gonna lie, 20's been a long ride. I tell a lot of people that like be depressed and shit, bro. 20's is long, bro. I don't know what it is, bro. 20's is a long and painful journey.
20, I feel like for me, 20 to 25 was such a rough year, but like 25, the now was like the come up season. Like
I agree.
I don't know why it was so dark from 20 to 25. Was just going through it. It was rough.
Drugs, homeless nigga, poverty, and all of that shit.
Bro,
right.
Just struggling. Had to learn a bunch of
like every year just keep getting better. It's like, oh, finally, nigga. Oh, thank God. Yeah, I've been good. For a few years, nigga. But the first 5 years in the 20s, like you said, nigga, I'm surprised I made it through that shit, nigga, for real.
I be forgetting sometimes. I be like, damn, I really went through that. That's crazy.
We been to jail, hella times, nigga.
Hella times,
honestly, I feel like that's where the inconsistency lies with a lot of America, bro. The 20s is where you learn real life, nigga. And that's the part you be so frustrated. Like the early 20s, you just get so mad. You're like, nigga, I spent like how many years in school and nobody taught me about this bullshit? Like, why now? Like, so the early 20s.
Right, real too.
Oh, the priest in LA that preached heavy COVID locations died a month later from COVID.
Wait, what you mean he preached heavy COVID locations?
He went in all the the big concentrated areas in LA. He died from COVID.
But here's the thing: it's not like he's trying to disprove it or like do anything. It sounds like he was trying to go in and help. Like, I'm gonna go to the most affected areas. And,
and he could have put up a big screen in those heavy areas and preached from there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. I guess he had to be one of the real pastors. He's like, I ain't gonna be one of the pastors.
I don't know how, because I could have swore the nigga said no weapon formed against them prospers. That's what I thought.
He came in with the mindset. He was like, hey.
Those 3 churches in Arkansas have COVID. There apparently was 3 churches in Arkansas. Also, technically, COVID's worse in Arkansas than Texas. It's just Texas has the bigger population.
I mean, look at Arkansas.
But Arkansas don't care. Little fun fact: Arkansas don't care.
We don't care neither, dude. What you mean? That's why we in the predicament we in.
It's Texas. These are our confessions.
People, did you see all the count? You have 120 cases, a lot of locations trying to fight back.
I'm gonna be real with you. If your city is small, I get it. Like, it really should only be for heavily populated areas, just because, I mean, that's the areas that get smacked the hardest, like New York, Miami, Houston now. Like, it shows like it's a numbers game. You know what I mean? Of course, there's gonna be more cases in the areas with more people that are closer to each other versus you and your next door neighbor is like in some country shit. They're like 300 yards away. Like, y'all ain't spreading COVID. Like, what y'all need to be on lockdown for?
I mean, we still seem like we don't know much about COVID. Remember they said in the summer, COVID ain't supposed to be a big thing, right? The summer cold and stuff like that. And here we are, COVID running rampant. Did y'all see they mad at DL Hughley? He was like, man, I was still trying. They mad at DL Hughley. Did you see that?
Why?
Because he said he was still trying to perform. So he was like, man, what governor don't care about their people? So he went to Texas and performed. and he said that verbatim. He's like, what place don't care? And he went to a radio station and he didn't know somebody at the radio station had like COVID, right? Everybody got COVID. And he spread it to his kids and everything, but his daughter wore a mask, so she didn't get it. But everybody else got COVID. And the thing is, he was talking at the radio station about taking COVID seriously. So now he's looking like a hypocrite.
I mean, wait, so you saying his daughter didn't get it, but he got it?
Yeah. And his son got it.
COVID.
You say he ain't got no COVID?
No, he don't got no fucking COVID. At all, nigga. I don't believe it. How the fuck you got it with your daughter don't have it? Because you wore a mask to the radio station? Come on, nigga.
What she said. That's what he said. He said my daughter wore a mask.
The son got it though.
The son got it. He didn't wear no mask. The only person that wore a mask was his daughter.
These niggas went to one event. She wore this mask. Everybody got sick. She didn't get sick. She's still around these people though, because they her family, and her wearing this mask is one time prevented her from being sick, and she just keep the mask on all the time. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know the details on it. I don't know if she just wake up wearing a mask and just don't be like hanging out with the family like that.
I
Like,
ain't gonna lie. But I mean, it's shit like that has happened because like there's protocols they have if a family member gets it. Like they'll tell you straight up. Like they basically be like section them niggas off on their own. Like give them like if you have it in you, give them niggas their own bathroom, their own side of everything. And just
rich people, when one person get COVID in a rich people house, they just sleep on one side of the wing of the house. Like they quarantine on one wing of the house. I'm not lying.
I
Like,
mean,
for real.
it's cool. They live like, bro, it's so hard trying to put shoes of a rich person. When you got Adrian Broner out here that has probably an American Express that's only for abortions, bro.
Adrian Broner said he supports abortion because if he didn't, he would have 30 kids.
That was the dumbest thing anybody could say publicly. Like, why the fuck did you say that? Why does the world need to know this information?
Adrian, why did he go and say and like,
bro? I was like,
he said it like it was a Planned Parenthood commercial.
Listen, bro, some doc is out there right now. She's like, I'm gonna be the one to trap you. I'm gonna be the next one. I'm trapping you. I ain't letting the baby.
It'd only be funny if Adrian Broner was like punching like he was like fake punching a pregnant chick, and he was like, wait.
If I do abortions on my own,
and he's like, thanks to Planned Parenthood, I'm not a father of 30.
I'm actually impressed by how a rich ass nigga convinces 30 motherfucking women to not get the fucking bag off this nigga, dog. Like, what is it?
Bro, that's the real story. That is the real story.
So,
like, you got almost 30 women to not keep.
So Adrian Broner, no. I will say this: Adrian Broner ain't really a smart person. He a boxer, right? So he ain't like intellectual smart. When you're worth money, like Adrian Broner, you have people around you, like how R. Kelly had people around you. They write your contracts. They make sure their investment, which is Adrian Broner, isn't anything going bad. So those people around him probably made before he smashed or after he smashed, they probably like as soon as she left the room, they was like signed his contract.
Probably had to break him on some bread.
Yeah, and that's probably what they did. Just the same concept of like how R. Kelly's entourage was like, nah, don't worry, Kels, we got you. And they would send out all these contracts because he doesn't know, because Adrian Broner probably don't know how to read. I don't know if you've seen interviews, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say he probably don't know his alphabet fully.
I'm going to be honest with you. We laugh at people like that, but you have to think about it. That takes balls to commit yourself to just one pinpoint talent, one thing, which is boxing or MMA, whatever they're doing, and just become a master at that so much that like everything else is just low. But like, here's the thing: they're like anime level fighters.
But it's a common thing because this is how like a lot of pretenses of America was like that with entertainment. Why do you think like Chris Brown only really he like danced and Chris Brown didn't become a songwriter till recently? Like really he was like dancing. He really became better at singing later. It was like we got you, Chris. Who you uppercutting? We got you. I'll just keep learning these moves. We'll take care of everything. It's been like that.
That's how it always is.
That's true. So how y'all feel about abortion?
How do I feel about abortion? I'm pro-choice, boy. I make mistakes.
I do not have female parts. I am also not a politician. I will not quote on anything. Do what you will. Whatever the law says, that's law. Whatever a woman wants to do with her body, that's what they do. Middle roading the hell out of this one. Middle roading the hell. I'm not doing it. But I will say this. Every time I have relations with a woman and she may think she's pregnant, I literally tell her, I will take care of the child if you don't want. I always tell her, please consider doing this because I will take full custody of the child if you do not want to take this task. I have stated that since my first times.
So you want to go to my homie house? Yes.
I dig that. And that's some real shit.
What the hell, Joe?
What'd he say?
He said, you want to go to my homie house? He has some stairs.
That's fucked up.
You should say Adrian Bronernomics.
Bronernomics.
Don't worry.
Bronernomics.
I took Adrian Broner. And now I don't have a child no more.
Bro, listen
that's dark. Let's stop.
Hey, actually, I'm pro-choice, but I think black women shouldn't get abortions.
J-Lo did start as a dancer. That's true. What? What'd you say?
I feel where you're coming from.
I said I'm pro-choice, but I feel like black women shouldn't get abortions. If you do, that's your thing. I'm not gonna knock it, but I would rather black women not get abortions. But at the end of the day, I am pro-choice.
What if that was the thing? What if they scaled abortions like that, where it was based off of certain races and populations, and instead of saying, like, for example, if it's like a minority and they have a like messed up finances, they were like, no, you can't abort the baby, but you qualify for this special program where you get even more funding to help support you and the baby. What if we created a better system for people like that?
That would motherfucking happen.
No, that's a terrible idea, because there's already people hustling, and I hate to say that, there's already people hustling getting like benefits from the government. So that just sounds like a new hustle. Like me growing up and hearing women say, hey, if you have about 2 to 3 kids, you good, you really don't have to work much. And I was like, as a kid, hearing that commonly,
that doesn't mean anything. That just means that we have either not enough protocols to check for people hustling, or we have the wrong people in the system who aren't paying attention and neglecting probably current and future programs, kind of like the police department. But anyway, I don't think the programs are the problem. It's the people who are in the programs that are fucking over the programs or allowing people to slip.
There's so many loopholes, and these programs are very overly complicated. And like the whole concept with like abortions and everything else, it's not complicated, but it's complicated because you have a lot of people that bring up religion, right? And then they have the care of definition. What is a human, right? Like, when does a human rights kick in? When does technically a human rights kick in? That's the argument, right? Is it at conception?
Kind of. I think the issue again is still, it's not so much as the programs as it's just the wrong information and the wrong people and the wrong systems that are putting the wrong things in place.
Well, it's kind of like just the concept, like we can talk about abortion, COVID, whatever else. The reason people argue over these things is because we have a lack of intelligence in America. Most people are just dumb. And a lot of lawmakers are really outdated and dumb.
They're racist.
People.
He's not.
That are in the system that should not be. That's what it always goes back to. Police department, education system. Like, here's the thing. America is a great place. We just have to train the swamp.
Had to what?
If you have a program, an idea that would help so many, no matter what it is, it would need to be well regulated. Anything less is open to being abused. That's true.
Correct.
That's true. He just said a comment. That's a really good point.
Correct.
But like, it's hard. Almost every program gets abused in some way.
Yeah. Like you can even watch McDonald's. They got abused.
I was thinking this thing. CIA helped Disney World take over Florida. I was like, that's crazy.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I gotta look into that.
A lot of weird conspiracy in America. A lot of things built off of fake pretenses. Programs are just, I don't know. There's just so many, like food stamps or not food stamps or unemployment. Like, you see, they're trying to put unemployment all the way to January, but some politicians say, well, this is encouraging people not to work.
I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, that's true shit. But if you're making more money off unemployment, fuck it. Why work? Why? I honestly support getting over and cheating the system. If you can get over and not work and get money out the government, do that shit. Because they don't. If
you can get the bag, get the bag. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, if you can get it.
They get the bag on you. So why not get a little bit back?
All right. If you, I support it, man. Get over. Get over.
Real quick. I want to say to whoever is watching, I just want to let you guys know a little bit for the future. We are working on extra stuff other than the podcast now. No dates for you on when anything is going to come up, but we're actually in the process of writing sketches, and they will have seasons of different.
We haven't wrote anything. I'm sorry.
He hasn't.
Hopefully we'll see a Swervlog coming out. Hopefully we see a Swervlog.
Yeah. And
we
might start.
I like how Swervlog. Swervlog, right?
We'll work on it.
Hopefully get that. We're gonna I guess we're gonna stream. Are we streaming?
Yeah, we're probably gonna start streaming some games. So y'all know we nerds. Y'all know who the fuck we are. We've been nerds. Yeah. Yeah, we nerds.
We may do some Black Dungeons and Dragons, but it's gonna be like all white people. But I'm the DM, so I'm Jesus of that lore. So I get to create and put white people through some stuff.
So I ain't
They're gonna deal with segregation. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be great. Check it.
Shout out to segregation.
You know, we just gonna like, you know, Black culture, all different Black culture, maybe some music videos, you know, hip hop oriented. Apparently, like that's synonymous with Black people. Has to be hip hop. You know, Black people have to do music. We're musical people.
Oh, yes.
Right? Like we
Look,
get grouped.
For some reason, all three of us have a harmonica, and we just now discovered that.
Wait, Jay, you have a harmonica?
No, my brother has a harmonica. I don't have no harmonica.
I swear to God, you said you had one.
Nigga, you got a harmonica?
Who, me or him?
Jesse.
I've had a harmonica my whole life. I guess he was never around. I literally like.
I'm gonna play this.
I stopped keeping a harmonica on me. I used to have a harmonica, bro. Like legit. I've had a harmonica. Yeah, I had a harmonica on me when we first recorded the podcast. I just didn't bring it this time. I brought a different bag. I have a list of things I keep on my person all the time, and a harmonica is one of the list of things. Because you never know, and this is a fun fact, you never know if something happens and you break down or you go broke, you flip a hat out and you just start playing. And you're gonna get some bus money. I'm not like, this is no cap on the cool. You need to know trades. If I can tell anybody, you need low-key backup trades. And I've had a harmonica and been low-key practicing my whole life because my dad knew how to play. You see? You just gotta need low-key some trades, and you never know what situation you be, right? What are you? Why are you so weird?
What?
He said he's gonna buy a box of piano wire and work on a trade.
Piano wire.
That means if you ever get a hit out, if Dallas people don't like you, Swerve, and you just see a random Joe just show up, well, as soon as you open the door, don't turn your back to Joe.
Bro, I'm not gonna tune your piano. Don't worry. I'm not gonna retune your piano. Good.
You gotta like have trades. You gotta learn.
So I got a question.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do some sketch comedy in the future.
Yeah, we working on sketches and shit. I have a question for y'all about today. What are your expectations for today? Do you think? What are your expectations
for today?
Yes.
The same thing we do every day. Komodo, be Black.
4th of July.
That's a given, and since we do it every day,
that's a given. Not with your red, white, and blue on.
Right. I'm sorry.
Because here's the difference, right?
We were supposed to all wear black today, but somebody get the memo.
So I'm gonna high road y'all real quick. I'm gonna say this. I understand what you're doing with your dark colors. I get that. But
that is so demeaning, bro. On the cool, that was real demeaning.
So let me ask you, like what's the...
Oh my God.
What happened?
He said, "What's the objective?"
What's the objective?
Nigga, to let these motherfuckers know where we stand. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to change shit. We're not trying to change shit because ain't shit finna change by wearing black. We not naive.
Why not change?
I'm saying we are trying to change shit over time, but I'm saying wearing black is not like on some, we know wearing black isn't gonna make shit fucking change. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But
the concept of the 1970s Black Panther is gonna be the new norm for black people.
It's just letting people know where we at. So when you see me, don't be on no happy 4th of July shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not celebrating that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know as an outsider, I'm with the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm not with that other shit. That's just what it is. It's basically like wearing a bandana. Like niggas wear their bandana unless you know what they banging. Basically, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't get free on 4th of July. Juneteenth is where we got
freed on 4th of July.
Don't tell. No, I don't want to hear. We didn't get free in July. In general, we didn't get free in July. We didn't get free in what was it, 1776? We didn't get free then.
No.
All right then. We got free Juneteenth.
I'm saying that's not my holiday, and that's why I'm not wearing no red, white, blue. Niggas know, hey, that's y'all day. It's not. Fuck y'all. Fuck this day.
It's always been their day. It's never been our day.
So here's my thing. I've been doing this since I was at least 3 years old. I take things. And I tell people straight up, if you want it back, then take it back. So if you want it back, take it back. My whole thing is, at the end of the day, I still live here. I still live in the United States. So no matter what, this is me and it's you. No matter how many times you say no.
Nah, fam.
This
is me. This is me.
No, this is you. This is you. That your skin tone is you. This is a black shirt.
And what you got on is just a
currently stand and sit in United States, regardless.
Oh, I mean, I don't know no country that has only black flags.
Because guess what? At the end of the day, you still supported the U.S. by buying that shirt. You paid tax on it.
So, fun fact: this shirt comes from Mexico. Fun fact: I bought this shirt comes from Mexico.
It came from Mexico. It was
made in Mexico. Came from Mexico.
Did you buy it in Mexico?
I didn't buy it in Mexico. Man, dude came over. I was like, oh yeah, we exchanged.
You bought it off.
But look,
don't be.
As far as the
what about the shorts?
I didn't want to put my full black.
Every day.
Stop, chill.
Shit, breathe. It has something to do with the U.S.
Okay, no. If that's the case, 90% of everything's made in China. Then, if you want to go by your concept.
But I don't want to see America lose. It's not like I'm saying fuck America. Like I'm American,
yeah, bro.
Like, I get that too. But like I said, my point is like I take shit. So at the end of the day, it's like, look, it's kind of like living in a house. You see a house that's fucked up and shit like that. You can complain about the house being fucked up and shit, right? Or you could try to fix up the house.
But that's what we're doing.
But at the end of the day,
but that's what we're doing. We're doing with showmanship.
That is exactly what we're doing.
Back that shit up. The house is fucked up. We don't even got no room in the motherfucking house. We in the goddamn closet in the back of the house, crammed in that bitch, and we been paying rent for this closet, more rent than everybody else. And if we fucking even don't, if we sneeze the wrong way,
we didn't want to be in this house in the first place.
You didn't, but you here.
No, look. We didn't even want to live there. They brought us to this house, crammed us in the little storage closet, right? And then we miserable. They make us clean this bitch up, and they make us work on improving the house, nigga. And they say, but you stay in the storage closet. So then finally, look, you ain't gotta help build this shit up no more. You can stay in the storage closet and chill. So I say, fuck it. I decorate my storage closet and make that bitch look clean and a bitch. Now he like, hold up, nigga, fuck all that. He turned it down every chance he get. You feel me? Like eventually, a nigga, I'm tired and then I got leaks and shit all on the roof because the bathroom above my head and shit, niggas stomping on me. And I'm like, hey, bro, can you do something about this? I'm trying to chill, my nigga, but can you just do something about all of this extra shit? And you keep saying no, and now you want me to motherfucking celebrate with you, nigga? Like, nigga, nah. Like, of course, I still live in this house, so I do want the house to be good. And I want the infrastructure to hold up because I don't want it to fall down on my head because I'm in this bitch. But still, it's fuck the owner and fuck the residents, nigga. That's all it is, right? But while I'm living in it, of course I want the house to stare, my nigga. But not
celebrating this holiday. I mean, there's no point for us to celebrate this holiday. What was the point? Give me a reason to celebrate this holiday.
Why celebrating any holiday?
Oh, because there's achievements made.
Okay. The holiday is celebrated. I just don't. There's no point of it. Like Jesse said, there's no point of us celebrating the holiday because the holiday is about the United States getting its independence from Britain. We wasn't even fucking citizens of the United States when this happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, nigga, it is what it is. It's a regular day. It's a weekend. It's the summertime. Everybody got off. Everybody got holiday pay. Niggas finna.
So since we are changing everything else, would this be a perfect time to change this holiday?
No.
Motherfucker.
No, they can keep this holiday. I don't got nothing wrong with it. No, let them celebrate when they seceded from Britain. Let them keep that.
It's their holiday.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, let them keep this holiday. Like, I ain't seen nothing wrong. Bro, Will Smith came out with Independence Day, July 4th. Like, that's hard.
So also, I'm gonna actually let y'all know this. I wasn't even trying to talk about it. We're talking about it. I was actually gonna mention Independence Day.
So, is that where you was going with it?
Actually, it was, but y'all, I was like, all right, I see where y'all minds at. Y'all on that shit. So.
Yeah, we're not saying change the holiday like tear down statue. I'm not knocking that at all. No, I'm just saying for black people, for native people, for other type of people, this ain't really their holiday.
Like I said,
it's like Cinco de Mayo ain't our holiday. You can celebrate it if you want, I guess, but
So we
it's not.
adapt things just like we normally
Like
do. We
Cinco de
change
Mayo,
things like
I
we
don't
normally
celebrate
do.
Cinco de Mayo because that's their
Right.
holiday, and I understand it, right? Like I understand, like that's what y'all do. Whatever else, I'm not one of the white people like, oh, I need to get my fajitas and tacos. Like, nah,
So cool.
bro, that's their holiday, and I'd say like celebrate that.
We
You
got
know,
June
it's
too.
for them. Same, but no, it's not because I'm still hanging out with people. I'm still doing my day to day. It's just not my holiday.
Honestly, on
Not
some real
every
shit,
holiday, not everything need to be for everybody, bro. That's what the whole thing about America was. So you can have a Christian dude, you can have an Islamic dude, you have a Jewish dude, you can have all these different people hang out. You don't have to take part in everything. You don't have to go to all these churches. You don't have to wear all day clothes. You could do that, and that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. When it's Cinco de Mayo, I'm not one of them people that be like, oh, let me do all this other stuff. I'm like, no, you can do that. And if I so-called drink a Corona or eat a taco or whatever people want to make Cinco de Mayo be, and not care about the heritage and background, you can do that. That's why I was making. That's why I was making the joke. You looking like a head ass, right?
I did it for y'all.
hey man, at the end of the day,
Oh, do you hear this? You hear this? You hear this? You want to put the black man down.
you say what?
You want to put the black man down.
No, it's just chill, just like how simple it is. You see how this,
What did he say?
like it's still the mind game. Y'all ain't past the mind game. Y'all
Where's your
literally-
Confederate shirt?
Why would I have a Confederate?
You white.
Why would I have a Confederate shirt? Because here's the
We're
thing,
not
Confederacy
past the mind game. What is the mind game?
that represents
What
the
is
South
the mind-
and
I want to hear the
What is what?
He said we're not past the mind game. What is this mind game that we're not past?
You tell me. Y'all
We
immediately-
never
y'all
knocked
you
July
immediately-
4th.
You immediately jump on me. Y'all tell me.
No, you just said
Y'all immediately brought it up.
We did jump on you.
Yeah, y'all tell me.
We ain't gonna jump on a white person or nobody else. We jumping on you.
So tell me.
no, I'm not jumping on him. He said that we're not past the mind game. I was just asking him, what is the mind game that we're not past?
I'm asking y'all what it is.
How
I'm
you
asking
gonna
y'all.
ask me what it is and you the one who
I'll
said
be
what
honest with you. This outfit was bait for y'all. So I'm asking y'all where the mind gap was. 'Cause y'all both brought it up immediately. So y'all tell me.
You looking head ass. Like you trying to say like a bait is like a white person that just drops the hard R N word.
Right.
Ha ha! I baited y'all. Like no, you just look like a
It
jackass.
was a test.
Yeah, like it was a test. I got you, black people. Like no,
Hey,
no.
look, all I know is I'm not celebrating 4th of July. You ask me why the black shirt, that's why, because I'm not celebrating 4th of July. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Juneteenth was my holiday. You can have 4th of July with the rest of them. But I'm not, okay, I dig it. You know what I'm saying? Cinco de
And y'all
Mayo.
too.
They can have that.
Y'all too.
That's why I mentioned like there's other stuff you can celebrate, whatever else. Like when Black History Month come up, I don't expect white people to want to share black things. Like it's cool. Like it's not your thing. I get it, right?
Right.
No knocking you.
Like if I see white people,
And
celebrating
I like it. Right? When white people want to celebrate Juneteenth, that's cool. Right? Like I'm not knocking them from doing it.
it's like, I guess you feel me? Like as long as you're not doing the most with it, I feel like
I'm
it's
not
cool
getting on to you because you're a black person. I'm getting on to you because you represent with us three in this podcast. That's why I'm getting on you. And you like, it's bait. Like, just like if you started saying like some belligerent stuff, I'd be like, yo, chill. You're not the wild card yet. Jabron still has that.
No,
I'm not wild card. Chilling.
What? You the person everybody hates to agree with, but they agree with anyway. Like, damn,
I feel like I used to be a wild card, man. I feel like I just be chilling, man. I don't want to call no crackers. I don't want to call white people crackers and shit no more. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for my racist words in the past.
That's not even racist. There's no harmful intent behind cracking.
Shit. I mean, I got a white homeboy who told me he was offended by me using that shit. So
You got a white homeboy, a homeboy that has enough privilege to be offended by anything. You know what else I bet he gets offended by? I bet his girlfriend buys him the wrong Monster energy drink and he punches her. Yeah, because he just get offended. No. Because him being offended because you called him cracker. There's no intent. I bet he. I bet, but like
look,
him being offended by cracker is like he probably can't stand being roasted.
But look,
like,
I'll say this. No, look, this real shit though. This is what I think. I think is to deal with the cracker word. Because for the longest, white people I knew didn't give a fuck. This white dude, he grew up. He didn't grow up privileged, bro. He grew up in some bricks, like some straight bricks. You know what I'm saying? He not.
Oh, that sound like a different type of privilege. Keep going.
But I'm saying, nah. I mean, no one wants to grow up in the bricks, bro, for real. But
They'll be privileged.
nah. I mean, of course, if you white, you always gonna have some type of privilege. You feel me?
That's what I'm saying. But keep going.
What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. I think cracker only offends white people who didn't grow up with money. Because white people who grew up with money, it literally don't mean shit to them. It's a privilege. Yeah, bitch, I am with cracker. You know what I'm saying? I got more money than you.
Oh yeah, because
For the poor white man, I think that word actually stings
you
them.
know why it don't offend
No.
them? You know why it don't offend them to be called cracking? Because they be putting on the Ritz.
No, I actually disagree because that's not actually right. All right. Any word can offend anybody. You know what offends white people more than anything else right now? Being called racist. Right? Like if a white person be called racist, they get filled. But it's no intent really behind for them to they should be offended.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a cheat code. Don't say racist, say Nazi.
No, white people get way more offended with racist. I call somebody Nazi, and then I was like, man, you
NF combo.
No,
They don't work anymore.
no, racist. Racist is the word that offends white people. Nazi was. Socialist, communist, Nazi, those were the words.
But right
racist
now,
holds it down. But you see the point? Like anybody can be offended, but it's kind of like it's different, right? Also, some white people just don't like to be roasted. Some white people really can't handle it, and they're gonna take a duffel bag to school. Some be like, oh, they roasted me. They talked about my kicks.
Who wants to walk in the house and be like, yo, look at this nigga with pants up his ass and fucking sketches? Nobody wants to hear that.
Look at him. It's flooding.
Nobody wants to hear that. Oh God, not flooding.
Yeah, so it's the insults just like it's kind of different because like at the same time, a person could have grew from the bricks or whatever else and not be offended. There's black people that's not offended by the N-word. That doesn't mean it's not disrespectful. You see what I'm saying?
That's true. It
wasn't based off of being offended. It was another.
Well, I know his ass got offended. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about crack.
Did you beat him up?
No, I didn't beat him up. Why would I beat him up after calling him a crack?
Because of oppression.
No, he a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy when I first met him. You know what I'm saying? Because he hang around black people. And I met him, and he was just saying the N-word and shit. And I was like, the fuck? So then, like, the first time he said it, I low-key let it slide. You know what I'm saying? Then he said it the second time, and I was like, hey, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come at him on some bitch-ass motherfucker. I was just like, hey, bro, like, you know, I really don't appreciate you saying that around me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit disrespectful. And he apologized, and he stopped saying that shit. You feel me? And I respected that about him. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's legit. Like, that's respect right there. He was like, and here right there, you know, that's the case where. So when he said it, you could say he was racist just because you heard it. But when he stopped, now you got to reconsider: was he ever really racist?
He wasn't.
But it don't matter. People just say if you use because the contents of what the word.
Right. He wasn't giving me no racist vibes. You feel me? It was just like he was just saying the N-word, you know, some cool shit like nah, motherfucker, and this nigga. That was like.
But a lot of people don't. But a lot of people don't give off racist vibe. We keep thinking racist equals hatred. There's levels to it.
I know what you mean, bro. But
that's what I'm saying. The fact that he changed it on the fly isn't really right. Because some people say you shouldn't even say it at home. And I'm like, dang, how can you police somebody at home?
I'm sure. I mean, I know for a fact he was still saying it around other black people. I just say when you're around me, don't say that shit. You feel me? And he respected that. You know what I'm saying? So I always respected that about him. You know what I mean?
But if he said, what if he got mad and you wasn't around, but you heard later he called somebody the N-word because he was mad and he said out of hatred, but that's because he didn't like that dude. But he likes, so he didn't say it. But he said it in a racist way to that person, but he didn't say it to you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he would be racist, but I mean, I haven't seen that side of him, and I've known him for a while now. So, but hopefully he's not.
The only way you can test this out is if you end up in a pickle. And it's like, is he gonna flake or not?
Here's a good point. Brian Jones said this. I see both points, but if 1776 hadn't happened, we all still be here, but we wouldn't be our own country. Hell, who knows what it would be like? First, no, I can answer this. First off, we aren't our own country. For black people, we aren't our own country. The fact that people, like, what do you mean if it wouldn't happen? Black people would have been in the same exact position already. Right. If anything, we could make the argument that eventually black people would have been treated more fairly earlier if they would stayed on the Britain.
I have a question. So we obviously know they were doing slavery and shit here. Definitely like South America and a few other spots. By this time, were they still doing it in Britain?
What?
Like during 1776, when they still own slaves in Britain.
Like Jesse said, that's what Jesse was saying. Like Britain had stopped all that racist shit a little bit earlier than America did.
That's what I'm
That's what
saying.
I'm asking,
So making an
like-
argument, black people would have been free and we wouldn't have dealt with no Confederacy, no the KKK. So technically, by the argument, if this never happened for 4th of July, July 2nd, whatever, we probably would have been more free and more equal.
Real shit.
So the argument on we needed this to happen first is really none and void when it comes to I can actually use this term, POC, black people, natives, Hispanic people, anybody of a different color. Actually is kind of null and void with that because on the concept, there was a chance we would have been free or more equal terms way earlier. And we wouldn't have dealt with probably the civil rights movement. We would have just been already past it way earlier.
Yeah.
What do you mean search myself?
Great question. Yeah.
Search ourselves.
So you were trying to search yourself on the internet. Yeah.
Man, weird stuff pop up.
So earlier, it showed me as Native American for my race. It was fucking weird. I don't know.
Native American isn't a race.
I don't know where they grabbed that information or why they put that on there. Tell them, nigga.
Oh,
Tell
wait.
them.
What kind of race? Because there's
It's
a
one
race
race.
in like a scientific way, or there's race of like when you apply for jobs or doing a standardized test, you have to put what race you are, and they break it down like for job. So you're Native American?
I don't fucking know. I don't
I
even
mean,
know.
you
what
Elizabeth
Native
Warren?
American is.
You
The
Elizabeth
Native
I
Warren?
don't know
black.
they grabbed that. I was like, nigga, I'm definitely black.
People still say African American. I'm just like, nah, I just say black now. I'm Negro. I don't know if I'm from Africa. As far as I've researched, there's no contents for me actually being in Africa in the last 400 to 500 years
You
from
know
my
what's
family.
crazy? I think it's always crazy when, like, last night we were watching that documentary. It just threw my mind. I was like, bro, I know no black person can say that. This is like white dude, new X-Files shit, which is what I'm really trying. Not X-Files, Unsolved Mystery shit, which is what I'm really trying to get to about today. This was about the UFO episode, and this dude said one line. He was like, yeah, man, my family, we have this house, and we've had it for I forget how many generations. He said, but it's like since like 1865, and we can trace our generations back by like 10 generations. And I was like, must be nice, bro. I was like, I have no clue about anything past like shit,
So-
great grandma.
Some more comments. Ryan Jones said what we said about 1776. He's like, that's a good point. But he said, I thought Britain was the ones that started bringing slaves to America. So technically, wasn't the Santa Maria and stuff had slaves or no?
Spain was doing that shit.
That's what I'm
Spain,
saying. The Santa Maria, those 3 ships had
Yeah,
Spain.
okay.
But then because they kept buying like it's very complicated, and a lot of them make sense because France was over here,
Right.
Spain was
Britain
over
was one of the
here,
last
Italy was
niggas
over
that
here,
got
Britain was
bored.
over here.
It was like, oh,
But
these
in
niggas get
Europe,
money.
But in Europe, slave stuff started to change earlier.
Fun fact. I'm gonna let y'all in on something about slaves and after they were outlawed. So after slaves were outlawed in the United States of America, this is the way it worked. You could still own slaves, but they outlawed the transport of new slaves in at one point. So you just can't bring no new slaves. No new slaves. But they were still smuggling slaves in, which I was like, y'all niggas crazy, bro. But they were still smuggling slaves in. The last slave ship to ever technically come here was called the Clotilda. The Clotilda boat came over here from overseas, over the Atlantic, whatever. And they did an exchange, which I thought that was fucking
Britain
dirty as shit.
abolished
Hold on,
slavery.
nigga, still talking. Hold on. Goddamn. They were literally trying to smuggle the ship over. Hear this bullshit. They smuggled over the Clotilda, and another ship met these motherfuckers halfway. They transported the slaves over on this new ship and burned down the Clotilda as evidence. I thought that was fucking crazy.
Wow.
Anyways, keep going.
So
That's how much they wanted slaves to still
Britain abolished slavery throughout its empire by the Slavery Abolish Act in 1833. Now, that's 60 years after 4th of July. With the notable exception of India, the French colonies re-abolished it in 1848. The U.S. abolished slavery in 1865 with the 13th Amendment. So,
That's like 99 years later after we beat
no. But still, they still abolished slavery about give or take 30 to 20 years before America did. So once again, we would have been free earlier. For another person stating, Shannon McCarthy, she stated 2 things. she's talking about the N word. I hate that word. Don't understand why it's okay for black people to use it as a slang. White people don't walk around calling each other crackers. No native friends call each other red. I just don't understand. So that's because that's different. We call each other red. So that's because that's the difference of the adoption of the word. Cracker didn't become created till the 80s, I think, or maybe earlier, maybe the 50s. But cracker isn't 100 years old. That's my point, right? Like cracker is still like a new word, which was kind of created as in like just like a snapback comment, right? Like, oh, if you're a cracker. Now for red, it was kind of different, right? Like, or I guess I should start with the N word. N word was like you just kind of referred to each other, and so slaves kind of referred to each other like that. And black people referred to each other as like Negro, nigger, like it became a thing where they just already referred to each other, as in like natives. Natives kind of like, from far as I know, natives didn't like refer to each other as red, and white people didn't refer to each other as cracker, but black people were already in the pretense understanding refer each other as that. Because and that's why it's kind of like one of the things, let them have it, let them change the pretense to finally follow suit on equality. Like it's just the difference on how the word was adopted. And that's what we need to understand. Cracker was not created or adopted or as old as the same concept as the word nigger, right? Or nigger and the whole other concept, right? Because nigger and nigger are two different separate words, right?
Now,
like, and it's just a different exception of the word. And red, I don't even know
I've never heard
if people even like that. That whole insult seems so different because
have you ever even heard red other than red skin?
No, bro.
What's up, red? Have you ever? The only time I've ever heard the name red used.
Somebody,
hey, it's kind of fly.
Real how yellow light skin. Call each other red.
That's the only ginger light skin
so
is the only time that
I would have to ask a native person, have they ever really heard that word used, or what's the history background? Like, but the concept like the Redskins, like the football team, was used in a different way because we don't have, like the Arkansas niggas, right? Like that's not like a football team, like you just got this big lip dude called the Arkansas niggas. Like you don't got that, right? It's kind of different because we also have words like colored. There was multiple words that was used towards black people, but black people don't refer to each other. What's up, my colored? Right? Like we don't say that.
Sound like that. If I ever heard it, I would hear some shit like that.
But like you said,
mud people, spook, spooby. I can go down to words of derogatory black name, but niggas the only one black people refer to each other. So all them other names that really don't have no terms that affect us would be under the cracker or red type of thing, right?
Let's address the first thing. People are mad that the word still goes on because it was literally a word that meant something derogatory. And black people picked it up, dusted it off, cleaned it off, and it was like, all right, it's our word now. And then now it's like, yo, now y'all can say it, but we can't. Like, no, because it's racist if you say it, but like, it's our thing now. So that's a little tidbit right there. It's like
the term correction. The term cracker was created in 1873. I stand here corrected. The term cracker is actually old as hell. Wow. Continue.
But like you said, Jacob.
Go ahead. That same thought process behind the way the N-word works is what black people have always done. It's you giving nothing, and then you work with what you got until it starts popping, and then people are mad that they can't get in. BET, for example.
Oh, I stand corrected. The term cracker derives from 1783.
Okay, you know what? Just come back. What? How does it keep updating?
It's it was a word descended from convicts that were transported from Great Britain to Virginia at different times and inherit so much legacy from their ancestors that they are the most abandoned set of men on earth.
What?
So
cracker, what?
The term could have also derived from a Middle English of knack, crank, crack, with just a K, which originally meant sound of cracking chips. Cracker actually has a history towards it. This is crazy. This is real crazy. But the pretense of it, there was older derogatory terms of black people, but it aren't affecting us. the same thing as cracker doesn't affect other people. These terms that just kind of get washed away. Like Jay was like a slur. The term Jay, like jaywalking was a law made against black people. Has no effect on black people, and black people don't call each other Jay in the same term. Like it just kind of got washed away like other derogatory terms. Like if a black person, have you ever heard a white person call you a spook, Jabron? Huh, spook. And it wouldn't have no effect if a white person called you that.
No, that would laugh. I'm like, you goofy motherfucker. What?
That's the same thing.
Oh, you spook.
You spooked.
You porch monkey. No.
Porch monkey. Like those terms don't have no power, right? Because we don't affect us. But the word that still hangs down is nigger. Right? Like that still has that
Honestly,
power.
bro, I think they were like freestyling a whole bunch of different slurs back then. They were just like I imagine like a big like chalkboard with a bunch of slurs on it. Like, which one of these is gonna stick? Which one? You gotta give me something, Johnson. Give me something. And then it's something about nigger that just I think it's some comedian said it's that grr on the end. It's just grr, like a nigger. It's just porch monkey. First of all, monkeys are funny. Monkeys are just funny. They're always funny. You saw look at this little nigga with the monkey.
Like if somebody called you, you ain't gonna take it serious. Also,
it's goofy.
Shannon,
You call me a monkey? It's all right. Fuck you.
Shannon McCarthy brought up also. She talked about.
I'm gonna give you some monkey.
I got some good slurs, bro. I'm gonna send y'all in a text message, dog.
Shannon McCarthy said also about when we talked about slaves, they said Egypt had slaves. Slave trade goes way back further than Britain. And it's like, well, when we talk about slavery in America, we're only talking about European slavery because that's what affected us.
Well, not
but
only that.
Slavery is one of the oldest professions, just like prostitution. Slavery's pretty old.
I got this one.
Slavery's all in the Bible.
I got this one. So I see where you're going with the slave comparisons, but that doesn't mean anything because if you want to break it down to bare bones, we can just go off of work alone, the way work works. Technically, we slaves now. We new slaves. So you can call any and everybody a slave, but the difference between like an Egyptian slave and an Irish slave and an African American slave in the U.S.
Black slave.
When it came to Egyptian slaves, there was no agenda pushing saying that these slaves are less people than human.
And those Egyptian slaves, even Irish slaves, didn't get confused about their heritage. It wasn't re-engineered. Like Irish people, Irish slaves still knew they came from Ireland. But African slaves don't know what country they came from. They don't even know the history. They don't know what religion they worship. They don't know anything. So it's the whole slave thing is changed.
It's a whole different mental process in that. And another thing,
Europeans revolutionized slavery. We were like, we about to take this next level. It was like a board meeting.
They were like Steve Jobs.
Guys. Yes, guys. Right? No, on the stage, guys. I have something new. Slavery. We are going to take Negroes and erase their culture. We are now. My friend here, William Lynch, is going to teach us how we take slavery. He has engineered slavery in the same way of teaching a horse. Guys, this is the next revolution in America. That was a terrible dark joke, and
honestly, I like the joke though.
That was terrible. That was such a terrible dark joke. Oh my God.
I was actually thinking about
y'all, Mike. I can't hear y'all.
Can you not?
I can't hear Joe for shit.
My bad, Steve.
I hope you missed that whole revolution slavery joke because that was
no. I caught that loud and clear.
Oh,
but
I was thinking of a joke very similar to that. I was trying to figure out a way of like doing it like that, but make a presentation where they try to figure out a way where you could offend more minorities by trying to just mash together all the slurs. And I was trying to come up with a word. I forgot what the word.
And the word pops up in the background.
Was it
a wet sand nigger?
I think it was like,
whoa.
What'd you say?
He said, wet sand nigger. WSN, the new slur.
No, I can't say it.
No.
I said something like nagget or nigga.
You just nigga.
I said this year in 2020, we bring you.
And for those that want to get hard R,
it's
her. Strong T. We do not call it hard R. We call it a strong T. Chill. Anyway, oh man. But back to that Steve Jobs show. But the presentation, the whole crowd is 1876 wig people. Like it's Steve Jobs, but he's talking to all the people with wigs with the old put on your The eye wigs. Like,
Eye wigs.
oh my God, that's
Oh
so
my God.
terrible. This is such a bad joke.
Shit,
Oh my God.
shit,
Chris
shit,
Williams
Johnson.
came in during that joke too. Of all the people.
Oh, that's the difference between.
That's true.
the
Irish
first
people
wave, bro.
history was re-engineered by the Catholic Church. Hell, Black people history was re-engineered by the Protestant Church.
Basically, Black people's reality. Like African Americans are just night and day from probably any.
Get closer to the mic.
What'd you say? Get closer. Talk more.
Bad. Pulling this big ass couch. Shit. I said, what the fuck did I say? I said something like, the fuck I say? What was I saying?
You said African Americans.
I said Black people are in America are so night and day different from Africans because Africans actually have a foundation that they can stand on. Like it goes back earlier where, you know, there's certain people, not every white person obviously can do this, but there's a fair amount that can trace their history back pretty easily. Like, you know who the fuck you are. Hell, I know a few white people, they keep books of their family, like, and they can go back to like the fucking 1700s, shit, 1600s, some of them. Like, bro, I can't do that shit. I not only can I not do it, I know no Black person that could do that. Not one.
No, a lot of people are trying to do it. Like a lot of people are like researching because they're finding that a lot of people, a lot of Black people didn't come from Africa. They actually are natives because a lot of Black native tribes are erased. Like nobody talks about Black natives.
See, that's a whole other
Which was, I was talking to somebody and we're talking about Black native tribes and we're talking about how a lot of Roman names and Roman culture was already in America. Nobody was talking about it.
A lot of
and also Norse culture.
A lot of
America.
A lot of ghetto Black names are actually Greek names.
Like what?
Honestly, if you can see a name with an I-U-S at the end of it, just research it. It's probably Greek.
What Black unit has an I-U-S in it?
Demetrius, Darius, Nevadius.
Okay, you won.
Actually, Geneva.
Oh, I want to say something on that. Since we talking about like Rome and stuff like that, white people was in the Bible. I don't know why people say that. Like Pilate, Rome did not wash their hands when Jesus got executed. White people in the Bible. Just want to throw that out.
White people killed Jews.
Nope, they washed their hands of it.
What does that mean? Like, are you speaking?
It was like, oh, y'all killing Jesus? We wash our hands. Pilate was like, we ain't got nothing to do with it.
I was saying,
Rome killed Jesus.
No,
Rome is in Italy.
He literally washed his hands. It's in the prayer.
Jesus,
what?
I said Rome killed Jesus. Rome is in Italy.
No, Rome washed their hands of it. It says in the prayer.
Them Italians killed that boy.
They washed their hands of it. They said we got nothing to do with y'all killing Jesus.
If you wash your hands,
y'all Italians murdered Jesus.
What did you say?
They said they washed their hands of like y'all Jewish people do what y'all want.
Nigga, who killed Jesus?
King Pilate, nigga of Rome.
Who shot Roger Rabbit? I don't know. The world will never know. Who shot Tupac?
The FBI. Anyway.
But
did y'all ever actually read through that FBI file I found or whatever? Or is it a CIA file? A Tupac? Well, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, basically all of Death Row was working for the CIA, including Suge Knight.
What? Well, I heard that shit.
Wait,
they were all
Suge Knight was working for the CIA?
They were all working, like, okay, so the thing is, and one thing that they don't talk about is whenever Tupac got out of jail, he was really trying to make a lot of changes. He was trying to stop smoking weed. He was trying to drink less and shit like that. But like, there's this thing called penal coercion. And basically what that is I provide for you shit that could incriminate you. And at that time, weed and shit was illegal. Tupac was trying to get away, but Suge kept giving this nigga weed. And he was like, I don't want it. He's like, but it's for you, dog. And he just kept. So there was this penal coercion where they were setting Snoop Dogg, not Snoop Dogg, goddamn, setting Tupac up to where they wanted to stack shit up on him.
So they used Snoop Dogg to trick, Tupac.
Suge Knight.
I said Snoop Dogg, I mean, it's Suge Knight.
No, but they used Snoop Dogg because Snoop Dogg thought he was helping Tupac, but really he was just putting Tupac back in that element.
To be honest with you, Snoop Dogg may be one of the only people who wasn't really 100% into it because he was isolated because even Suge Knight didn't stop fucking with Tupac over the Source Award shit. Remember he was like, I'm cool with Nas and them, so he could have been out of it. But basically most, if not all, of death row. And like they said, if you go through the documents, they said there was police and law enforcement through just about every single level of death row. But Tupac had no clue. He was the only nigga that didn't know. But
was Daz Dillinger and Corrupt in the Dog Pound and shit?
there's a good chance. Like I don't know, like were they in actual death row? Or were they just part of the Dog Pound? Because I think it was more like death row centric type shit.
The Dog Pound was on Death Row.
I like whatever the more focus was.
He's coming Nate Dogg.
Huh?
He's coming Nate Dogg.
I mean, I ain't gonna talk shit about Nate Dogg at all because he's dead.
Warren G, Nate Dogg, Corrupt, Daz.
Yeah.
Not Nate.
I'm gonna say this. It probably is more or less not on the artist as it is just the people who had the power to do shit for Tupac. But I think the thing is, like, a lot of shit about Tupac sounds very exaggerated. Like, why would he fake his death? Why would he go to Cuba? Like, you know, this seems like a lot of shit for just a rapper. Until you start searching, like researching Tupac, and you realize what he was doing, and like he actually did have a subliminal hidden agenda through his music, which I know Jaber knew all about this shit. Like, he one of Tupac's biggest fans. But like Tupac actually did have an agenda that was set to be pro-black, and he was subliminally doing it through music. A lot of people don't even know he was starting to unite certain gangs, and he was starting to put them in politics. Like he was arming them with political information on tours. Whenever he went on tour, he would actually meet up with gangs. He would make the Bloods and Crips or whatever cities he was in. He would actually make them unite.
So you telling me Snoop Dogg's a clown?
I ain't say shit. I'm talking about Tupac. You talking about Snoop Dogg?
I'm just saying who carried that legacy afterwards.
Nobody technically,
Snoop Dogg did.
because there is no way in fuck you could think that Snoop Dogg was legitimately carrying the torch from Tupac.
You telling me?
Ain't no way. Snoop Dogg can't do that shit.
Hell no.
Walk up in New York in the Queens. Tupac walk in the Queensbridge housing projects, nigga, by himself, like with him and Snoop Dogg and a couple other niggas and confronting Nas. It was stupid. But Snoop Dogg was there. I mean, even Snoop Dogg was like, I wouldn't have done that shit. It was dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tupac was just doing that type of shit. And Tupac had the type of connections, the prison connections. His family was literal fucking OGs and outlaws, nigga. Like, this nigga could really call shots and pull strings like that. I mean, I know Snoop grew up, you know, with the Crips and shit, but I don't think Snoop just had the type of pull that Tupac had to do that type of shit. That's a hard to carry, my nigga. And when you think about it, it's his closest. Snoop and Tupac wasn't like this anyway, but Snoop to carry Tupac shit. And then the Outlaws, Tupac's innocent. I got a phone call, but most of the niggas got killed like shortly after Pac did. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who was supposed to carry that motherfucker. I mean, really, Ice Cube could have carried that shit. He low-key had some gas, but that nigga switched up. And
be honest with you, Ice Cube is just Ice Cube was just really a solo nigga, but I can't blame him because he got fucked over pretty hard from NWA, so he probably had trust issues. He probably had trust issues out the ass.
But like he built up this empire and everything. That's really not much of an excuse. Like Ice Cube built himself up even quick. He built himself up quick after NWA. It's not like Ice Cube got messed up and he couldn't come back. Ice Cube literally immediately came back.
He probably can't because he's like, why would I run the risk of dealing with shady ass groups again if I could just blow up on my own?
But he did. He had West Side Connection. He had a lot of stuff going on.
That was his group.
It doesn't matter. He still built up another thing.
That was his group though. Versus NWA under Helen.
But that's the feature.
Or
but you started saying he was solo, but he started doing
mostly solo. Yeah.
But
West Side Connection. I got Grant.
But he also built up other people and movies. Ice Cube could have did what Tupac could have did. That's what I'm saying with that. Like Ice Cube could have did. There's no real excuse.
Well, he did it a different way, but he could have made anybody
did it. But here's the thing: nobody could do exactly what Tupac did because nobody literally had, like what you said, what Tupac had. That nigga wasn't Tupac literally born in jail?
Nah, but his mama was pregnant in jail.
He was pregnant. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey, bro, Tupac literally came out the womb of Target.
Literally.
He was like Ice Cube, like nobody could do what the fuck he did.
Had the right
nobody.
name on his birth certificate just to keep the feds from like, oh, we got another Shakur in the world. They had
wait, what'd you say?
They had to,
Wait,
when
wait.
Tupac was born on his birth certificate, his name wasn't Tupac. The name was like
It was Lassane.
Paris Crooks or some shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that was it. Lassane
What?
Crooks. Yeah, Tupac's original name is Lassane Paris Crooks.
On his birth certificate, because they
Yeah.
couldn't put Tupac Shakur on that motherfucker because that would have made him like an instant hit. Like, oh, we got to get this motherfucker out of here. It's another Shakur. So
Bro, Tupac is a lot deeper than a lot of people like give him credit for. Like, if you really just research Tupac himself, and like what I was telling y'all, I was like, I started figuring out. I was like, whenever that motherfucker says "they" in a song, they trying to kill me. Like, he ain't talking about hood niggas. He's talking about the FBI. Like,
Right.
he was talking about the FBI the whole time. They tried to kill me as a baby.
Right.
Like, you think like, bro, nobody try to kill you as a baby. Then you're like,
right.
actually,
Right. You look into it like, oh shit.
it's fucking disturbing, bro. It is disturbing. It is very. So I halfway kind of believe maybe this motherfucker did flee to somewhere else. Maybe he was trying to get out because it wasn't even about.
Wait.
It wasn't about rap. It wasn't about rap.
Pac fans, bro. As a child, I grew up a big ass Pac fan, believing on 2003 September, he coming back. I waited outside like he was gonna crack his car open type shit.
I don't think he's
gonna come down.
I don't think he's gonna
All
come back.
you hear from the sky ain't nothing but a gangster Paul, and he just slide out.
I can see him fleeing and trying to get away, but I don't think he's gonna try to come back on like some.
You gotta get closer, bro.
I said I can see him fleeing and trying to go away, but I don't see him like coming back on some like dramatic, grandiose type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't see him trying to come back, but like,
but if you flee the country and you found asylum, why not show your face? You know what I'm saying? Really though, like,
fuck that.
Well, not show your face, but just let it be known you alive. I mean, like,
Bro,
what
listen.
are you doing? Bro,
Listen.
What are you doing on the underground? Because somebody got to know you alive, or you just wasting existence. Like, why are you hide unless you here to continue some type of work? Honestly,
Here's the thing.
And nobody see you again. That's not even living.
He may be trying to do it, but it may be in secret. Like, who
So
knows what he's
me,
planning?
Suge Knight knows where Tupac is?
Potentially.
Was he in the car?
But I doubt it.
Bro, Pac is dead, bro. I'm sorry, man. Pac is dead, dog. Like, it's too many interviews talking about the night it happened, who did it, all of that shit. Like, it's out there. All the stories out there. It used to be growing up, it was a mystery, but the world knows who killed Tupac now. Like, it's all out there. Like, Vlad covered the whole thing. Like, it was Orlando. He killed Tupac. Like, the nigga was out there talking about it. Huh?
Orlando?
I said sponsored by the government.
I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't sponsored by the government, but I'm just saying that man is dead. All I'm saying is we know for a fact the he's gone, man. And I love Tupac. But Tupac is not on this earth, bro. Like, the nigga is gone, bro. Like, straight up. But it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It's really sad, but he gone, bro. Like, he got shot. He did. But shit, it is what it is, man. But I think the feds did definitely put a lot of energy into making it happen. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of factors played into it. I think it was the feds, and I also do think it was just some of the street shit mixed in with it. You feel me? Conveniently so, to make it confusing as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because they want the black man to die and people to blame black on black crime and to blame this and blame that. And the whole time the feds was in the background playing cards and shit like that.
Yes. So that was part of it too. You can actually go on record. There is evidence that the FBI director for San Francisco was running an operation to get people to antagonize Tupac and start fights.
Right.
Matter of fact, the one that they show where he punched the dude in Vegas, that was one of them.
Damn.
FBI backed it up. They legit had an agenda on Tupac, and like that's how it works, bro. If you yourself are not gonna fuck up, they're gonna get outside people to try to make you fuck up.
Right. Because they don't want to.
That's what happened. Like, they brought people to Tupac to talk shit because they know how rowdy and rambunctious Tupac is. It's not hard to set him off. So you just get one dude and you just say whatever they could have paid him. They could have paid him with freedom because you did this and we caught you doing it, or they could have gave him money. There's so many different ways. It's a lot cheaper though to find somebody else that already has dirt on them and then say, look, we know you've been selling these drugs, nigga, but instead of taking you to jail, you could just go get punched in the face by Tupac and we'll call the record straight. What would you do? Would you go sit in jail for however many years, or would you get punched one time and then have somebody pick you up and dust you off? Like, all right, keep all your money, but don't let us catch you doing this shit again. was easier. But like I said,
Yeah.
all this is you can go find that shit too. It's literally evidence on whatever the San Francisco FBI director was at that time. He had a whole agenda
You know
on
what?
bringing Tupac down.
You know what? You definitely gotta be right. Because when I'm thinking about it, there's no way these street gangsters can afford to be in no motherfucking Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas, my nigga.
Think about the shit.
There's no way.
Think about it.
Not on their own. You feel
Who
me?
is this?
Like,
Who is this random nigga here that all of a sudden has beef with Tupac and can parlay
well,
to get punched in the face?
niggas had
How did
prior
you get
beef,
here?
though. Them niggas had prior beef because what happened was Puff had put out a hit like on the Death Row chain. It was like, I paid 20 racks if you get a Death Row chain. We finna shoot a video in LA. So one of the Death Row niggas, just some random Death Row niggas at the mall and got jumped by that Crip nigga and his posse, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't get his chain, so then Pac saw that same ass nigga in Las Vegas, which is hella fucking fishy, you feel me? And then he was like, oh, that's that nigga. That's how it happened, you know what I'm saying? But that is still like that's like how that's a big ass coincidence, you know what I'm saying?
To just randomly show up in a whole other city and we here at this expensive ass fight, a Tyson fight in the 90s.
That's true.
How did you get here, sir? How did you get here? I know how I got here because I'm Tupac. How did you get
How
here?
the fuck did you get here, nigga?
Is there any background on that dude?
Other than all that shit?
All we know his name is Orlando Jones. He was a Crip from LA. He was rolling with some Crip. And they say he, you know what I'm saying, Pac stomped him out, caught him at the light, caught him in traffic, shot him up and shit. And they were saying
He was at the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tupac punched him at the fight.
Yeah, they got into the fight at the fight. You know what I'm saying? But the dude, so they were saying after he shot Tupac, you know, Pac didn't die immediately. Pac was alive for like a week, and at the time, Pac was like just on some legendary shit, like, oh, he's not gonna die. Nobody thought he was gonna die because like he was Tupac. He had been shot before, and he was always in some shit. You know what I'm saying? So he was openly like, yeah, I shot Tupac because it wasn't a murder situation at that point because Pac was alive. So he was like, yeah, I shot Pac. I shot him out of the die. Then when Pac died, that's when he was like, oh shit, now it's murder. And I'd have been telling everybody I done killed this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so he was openly saying he shot him. So that's why a lot of people, you know, I'm not in the streets, of course, but a lot of people in the streets of LA, they like we been knew who shot Pac because back he was telling everybody, you know what I'm saying? So but
Wait, Pac was in the hospital for how long?
like 6-7 days. He died 7 days after he got shot.
How did he die?
Yeah, he got shot in the lung and they had to pull the lung out. And they had to have him on life support. And eventually they took him out of life support.
Well, that makes a lot of sense if Tupac escaped.
That shit, dog.
Kind of makes sense. There was like Tupac have to remove both lungs now. We can rebuild them. We can make him better.
Both lungs? You out of there, B?
Tupac 9000.
You out of there. Tupac person? Tupac Phoenix? No, I'm done. I'm
You
done.
said Tupac Phoenix?
I'm done. I'm done. No, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that.
You're
But
That's so
it's just,
dumb.
bro, I'm
Phoenix
telling you,
Pop.
bro,
two Phoenix.
there is literally, bro, there is no way to describe to you how many mind games go on from the government on everybody, black people, white people, Mexican people. Everybody believes some wrong shit. Everyone.
That's true.
There's a lot of tension and conflict in 2020, but I like it because I feel like it's uncomfortable times for a lot of people, but to make a more comfortable time, you need to address everything going head up. So I was always told that in sales jobs, it's like if you feel uncomfortable selling, that means you ain't good yet. But you're gonna get better, but you gotta work through uncomfortable shit to come out on the other side, which is also the same thing as what Jabron said. Something about hard times make strong men, weak times or good times make weak men.
I ain't say that shit. Well, I didn't originate that shit.
You didn't originate it, but you definitely said it to me, nigga. That's where I heard it first.
Okay.
You did say that.
And I think for a lot of people, we're going through uncomfortable times.
Aren't we always? I feel like every year is uncomfortable time.
This year is mad uncomfortable, nigga. For everyone.
I'm not even one of them dudes who be like, oh, this year is long, this year is hard, but nigga, this year, nigga, oh my god, nigga, this
this is one year where it's uncomfortable for damn near everyone, bro. In one way or form, whether you're going through something social and civil related or something medical or financial related. This is a year, nigga. Bro, history books, there may just be a whole year dedicated to studying 2020. Like, at every level, like you could study it in medical, you could study it in social issues, you could study it in fucking government right now. There's a lot of regulations and shit getting passed and shit under your noses. Shit. Nigga, this is a rough year, bro. A crazy year. Which is why I'm bringing up Independence Day. I was like, bro, today Independence Day, we didn't already confirmed aliens. I'm just waiting, bro. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a big fat ass mothership to just land over some state, some city. Where I'm waiting. So when I mentioned earlier, I was like, what y'all got? What are your expectations for this Independence Day? What are you looking out for? That's what I was talking about.
Did you know they said?
You know what I'm saying? But
Did y'all know Tupac's last words was "fuck you" to the police?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's some. That was his last word.
Last word was "fuck you."
Oh my god!
The realest nigga to ever live.
Bro,
That's
when
why
you can't believe his legacy don't get more crazy. But that's so hard.
This nigga's last words was "fuck you." Bro, the police officer said he opened the car door and Pac shot up leaning against the car door. He kind of fell out that bitch. And he said all his gold was just soaked in blood. And he said he was trying to help Pac up. And he said, he was shot in the lung. He said the nigga stared at him and had to stop and draw in as much breath as he could just to get those words out. Like, that nigga took effort. Nigga said, fuck you. Like, nigga had to take a good deep ass breath, bro. And the cop said he said it hard and loud. And that was the last words the nigga said, bro. That nigga took his time with that shit.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
That nigga made it show he got that shit out.
That's some real shit.
With a bullet in his lung, nigga. Dying, nigga. Had to make sure that nigga knew what it was, bro.
Bro.
God, bro, bless that man's soul, bro, for real.
Bro, that's some. Bro, like he stayed, like even in death, he stayed true to himself, dying.
You know how hard it is to be that successful and that real at the same time? They call Hollywood for a reason, and they say you act in Hollywood for a reason. That's not acting Hollywood. That's keeping it as real can be.
That nigga was dying, dog.
I'm so impressed. I did not know that was his last word. That's so hard to say that, bro.
That's crazy. I remember when I first read that shit, I was like, this nigga is so cold, nigga. The coldest nigga to ever live, bro.
That's like black superhero. That is like, I can't even like all that hype right there, bro. Like he was true. He was real. That's crazy. Last of a dying breed, bro. Like you don't find many people made like that.
From the cradle to the grave. So, yeah, I'm gonna go sightseeing for some aliens today.
Have you ever seen aliens? We're trying to look for black people that's seen aliens.
Yeah, we noticed, bro. Aliens only fuck with white people. It's kind of racist, but I've never seen like a legit. Okay, so listen. There's probably been black people out there that's been abducted. Okay, got it. But like, I've never seen like a real nigga having an abduction story.
That's true, man. For real.
Have you ever? Do you even know any real niggas that's had an abduction story?
Never seen it, bro.
That right there alone is making me wonder what aliens are. Are aliens futuristic white people? Because they ain't fucking with niggas, bro. They ain't fucking with niggas. Like, so I'm very curious. Like, what are we, or what do aliens perceive the difference between us?
Nigga.
I'm very curious about that.
That's true.
If somebody is still in the comment section, can you please ask a real nigga, have you ever had an alien encounter, bro?
Have you ever had one there?
Have aliens ever touched down in the hood?
Maybe black people have seen aliens, they just call it Jesus.
Oh, damn.
Or the devil.
Yeah, what do they refer to a religious sense of they seen it?
I don't know, man. I've never heard no black people talk about no aliens like that. That's really good.
Me either.
Now I doubt they whole
That's really
You
crazy.
about to say you doubt their existence?
You
The
doubt
phone,
aliens?
the phone muted. I mean, yeah, it muted.
Yeah, you muted. You say you doubt their existence?
Oh shit, still can't
Why?
hear
You
you.
can't hear you at all. Can't hear you at all, Xavier.
You still getting a phone call? Because we still can't hear you.
So what's the word? I can't hear y'all niggas.
Now you're so quiet.
Hold on real quick.
Oh, you're
Oh,
loud
wait.
now. You're loud now.
Now we hear you again. Were you saying you doubt their existence though?
Yeah.
Now, was it you, Jesse, that you said you think all of this is building up to something else that's not going to be real?
What?
Like
Oh,
the aliens? Or
about
UFOs?
us in a simulation? What are you talking about?
Oh God, this direction.
I think
I
that might
thought
be
you were going to say something else.
I don't know, but I
Let
agree.
me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick. I know Jaden probably trying to skirt off in the streets.
Yeah.
If you did find out you were in a simulation, would that really change anything for you?
Yes.
What would that change?
Well, actually, for me personally, it wouldn't do shit unless it changed, unless everybody was on the same wave. I couldn't do shit by myself because I was just like a madman in society, and I was still happy.
Oh no! I mean like it's for everybody. Like, everybody figured it out once. Like just rip the cover off.
Oh.
We're in a simulation.
I would say if we all figured it out that we're in a simulation and we can't get out this motherfucker, we should all just get superpowers immediately because now we know that there's no rules to the shit. We all have to believe the shit to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So we would just be like, look, somebody just try to fly. If we, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I don't know. But honestly, realistically, it wouldn't change shit because we technically are in a simulation. I just think it's on a spiritual level.
What if we all
Spiritual simulation? Boy, that sounds like
What
an old
if-
70s album.
What if we're all a simulation and when we die, they wipe our brains and re-put us in as a different race?
Nah, man, I think you. I mean, it's basically reincarnation. You feel me? But I think
It is reincarnation.
it's basically. I think what you're saying is kind of true. But I don't think they wipe the brains. It's like you would take the memory card out and just set it to the side or some shit. But that shit is still there, and then you get a new memory card, new game file. You feel me?
So you saying you still remember stuff from your past lives?
Nah, hell no. I mean, I think every life is its own individual. You feel me? It's just like
People think that deja vu might be you somehow accidentally getting memories from your other self in the parallel universe that runs backwards.
that's funny.
I was
Maybe.
like, bro, that would be a hard movie concept, bro. If somebody like figured out how to tap, like if somebody actually figured out the parallel universe shit existed and time ran backwards, and you could.
Oh, here we go.
You didn't say this on the internet because that is a dope ass movie.
They said there's tons of alien stories in Africa.
Who is they?
Right.
Lex
like,
says that.
Game
Oh,
Boy.
I was like, who the fuck is they?
Give
So
me one.
Shannon McCarthy, how Betty and Barney Hills. I think Barney Hills is black.
the fuck is Betty and Barney? What are you saying right
Yeah,
now?
Barney Hill. That looks like a black man. How they
And he's
seen an
talking about
alien
abduction.
abduction story. That's a black person.
I want you to remember, I did not say black man. I said real nigga.
Thank you.
I
Bro.
specifically said real nigga.
You know what? We got a skit on the way. We're gonna have we're gonna have a black. We need to go to Houston for this. What if
I'm
you get a
looking-
group of your friends? We do a skit about black people getting abducted. Real
I'm
niggas.
looking for hood niggas.
I
I need to hear.
abduct a nigga. Honestly, that's probably why it hasn't happened because you can't abduct a nigga. A nigga is gonna wake up for one, and for real. And a
I'm
nigga
mad
gonna-
he get into the alien and he starts swinging with hands, and that's the weakness to aliens. If they can't fight hands, if you have hands, the aliens can't do nothing to you.
I've been seeing some weird shit about aliens.
So they don't pick up black people because they got hands.
Right.
Like, oh god.
They could
Right
definitely
now.
do some shit with your hands. These
I
niggas
think-
literally be pinning motherfuckers down with like flashlights. Whatever that's about. I don't got powers over that, bro. If a nigga can pin me to the wall with a flashlight, hands ain't gonna help, bro. Hands ain't gonna help.
Shit.
So you don't count Barney Hill.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
He don't sound like ain't no real niggas named Barney for one.
Oh, ask Jabron. Ask Jabron if he counts Barney Hill.
Nope, he said no. Ain't no real name named Barney.
Why?
He said, no,
Barney's not from America. A real nigga has to be from America, man.
He is from America.
Oh, he is.
He was married to a white woman.
Oh,
the
fuck
African.
1961.
Where is he
Danny
from?
Barney Hill. In New Hampshire.
Nah, can't do it.
Bro, I be forgetting New Hampshire is a place. You want to talk about a simulation? That's probably where a simulation is. That whole state is a simulation.
They had a psychiatrist.
Nah. He from New Hampshire, bro. Off the rip, bro. Barney, the name was a one strike. Then him being from New Hampshire, 2 red flags, bro. And he married to the white woman. Not being married to a white woman is forgivable by itself. But
In
he from New
1961.
Hampshire, nigga?
This is unforgivable.
No, I said being married to a white woman is forgivable by itself. But you married to a white woman and you from New Hampshire and your name is Barney? Like, come on. Nah.
I heard Betty and Barney Hill. I was like, is that
They
a
made
TV show?
what job did he have for a Negro in 1961 to make trips to Niagara Falls and Montreal?
A
What?
dope one. A dope
What
one.
job did this
Did he
Negro
work for the
have?
government? Did he work for the
Bro, that's
government?
such a hard flex. Like, what do you do for work? Oh, I just be chilling in Niagara.
They
Falls
got
and
in their
shit.
car with less than $70 in their pockets in 1961. What was that? Like a rack?
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably. That's probably
Like,
like,
like, bro, who is he from?
Oh yeah, fun fact: inflation's probably gonna be crazy in the next couple of years.
bro, I can't hear you when you lean back like that.
He said inflation's gonna be rough next couple years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, inflation probably about to be crazy.
Ain't it been like that though? Shit.
I mean, yeah, but it hasn't had a
Damn.
pandemic to slow down the economy.
They
and
was in
fuck it up.
Vermont also. I
The
don't
reason why inflation's just been going up is because of greed recently, but now it's about to go up for a whole other fucking reason. So
It's all good, man.
I do miss them cheap gas prices.
It's still
miss cheap
cheap.
gas prices, go back on lockdown. But you see how that works? It's like,
I'm just tired of being fat and walking out with a mask on, so I'm gonna have to lose some pounds.
bro, that shit ass. No, it has nothing to do with you being fat, bro.
Yeah, I don't think
It
it
just
was
sucks.
to do it. I don't like wearing masks neither, man.
That shit sucks.
Bro, this is,
My only redeeming quality is that shit just really works with the aesthetic.
I mean, yeah, it's cool aesthetic.
But I don't
No,
care
it-
that much. Like, I'd rather
I was
breathe.
really ready to go to Houston. I was about to get a shirt that matches. I got these custom made masks, reversible. I was about to get real fresh with it. I was ready, bro. I had some slacks, these sandals. I was about to be, I was ready. But then the fashion show canceled because Texas tripping.
Texas tripping was Greg Abbott tripping.
I don't think Greg Abbott tripping because they trying to get mad. Greg Abbott legit didn't want to shut the state down. Greg Abbott is kind of like
I'm not
against
saying he's
himself.
tripping now. I'm saying he's tripping. He's tripping.
Shit, I ain't sure. I fuck with Greg Abbott.
No, I'm not doing that because that's ignorant. And that's the one thing I'll say. Greg Abbott didn't allow this to happen. People could have just social distance. It was
That's
our
true.
own decisions of freedom that led this to happen because people are
Right.
stupid and ignorant. And when we start blaming politicians like Trump needs to lock us down, we're giving them our freedom. All right. When America legit said, police yourselves and social distance so we can get through this. People didn't want to do that. Things started getting worse. People started dying. They were like, well, we got to do something. Now people complain about their freedom. And the whole argument is let people have the freedom to die. Let Darwinism, social Darwinism happen. Let people just kill themselves off. That's what people are trying to say. Right? And that's the argument is in it. It's just like, well, just let people kill themselves off if they're going to be stupid enough to be around people, but you shouldn't infringe on our freedom. We have the freedom to kill ourselves. And that's pretty much what he's saying. We have the freedom to make ourselves be sick. You know?
I'm with it.
And that's what it was saying. And like, I agree to that thing because like, but at the same time, if we was intelligent enough, none of this thing was. America has a lot of dumb people. Let's just be real. I never think I was that smart, but I realized I'm smarter than the average person. And that's really terrible. I'm pretty sure I'm smarter than half of America's population. There's a lot of dumb people.
Thinks that they're smarter than the average man.
What'd you
What
say?
you about to say?
I said the average man thinks that they're smarter than the average man.
Actually, yes. I was gonna say a lot of
I didn't think I was smarter than the
lot of-
average man until recently.
a lot of smart people don't consider themselves to be smart because well, you got to think about the what's the word I'm looking for? The damn man.
No, it's
What did I
because
blank?
smart people know they know that they're smarter people, but they're very
No.
aware of the ignorance.
No, here's the difference. The difference is they
Bro, I can't hear you for
You're
shit.
not focused on trying to be smart. You're focused on just education itself. While people who are average and be like, oh, I'm smart, I know this, they're actually taking these tests, they're taking these quizzes to try to prove that they are smart. Versus a smart person who they don't have to prove it, they don't have to think about it. They're not thinking about it. They're just trying to learn more naturally. It's just that little slight,
That little like,
that
which,
little slight
but
difference.
we need to engineer school where it makes learning fun again, where we want to learn. We don't need to be deterred from learning.
It's because they fucking force you to learn shit that you might
And you
not
know
have.
what?
You're
And
you're not
people
forced to learn. You're forced to memorize. Shit.
And this wouldn't
Right.
happen if we didn't defund the school, defund schools. But we scared about defunding police. We need to stop defunding schools. We need to have a better education system.
Quit shit talking education system.
Oh, I hate Betsy DeVos.
You wanna know what the craziest thing was that happened to
I
me?
don't even know her, but I dislike her.
I hate Betsy so much. Like, she is one of those country. Did I ever tell you about what happened? I said it. Did I tell you about what happened? The very first day I graduated and got my college degree. Did I tell you the conversation I had with the school teacher?
What?
She told me, congratulations. You got a piece of paper that means nothing. And she's a teacher. She's a fucking teacher, and she told me that shit.
It's easy for you to say when you have one.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You really well. Here's why. Here's the difference. A lot of degrees, they give you these degrees, but then for certain people, you don't even end up doing shit in those degrees. Even business degrees.
But
How
you
many
get
business degrees do people have that people don't have businesses?
But that's because we have this preconceived notion that once you hit 18, you just automatically adult and you know what you do with your life. But that's not the case.
That's
It's
like this literally wraps all the way back around to the very first part where we're talking about early 20s where you do the actual learning.
That's true.
That's
That's true. When you do your actual learning stuff like that, that's so true.
Well, shit, I
Like
think
we have this
that
weird
school-
preconceived notion on it.
I think this school should really. I think elementary school motherfuckers should get their basic learning and shit. Middle school, I think it should be a lot more fucking. And high school, really, a lot more field activities, a lot more field trips, and going out and seeing what work is like, and what
Learning,
real life is like.
experiencing.
So you can see.
And I
shit.
hate people bringing up, we don't have the funding for it. I think that's ignorant. First off, you don't even understand how American currency was. We got the money. We have the money to do all these things.
Bro, I say that shit about everything. People say we don't got the funding. I was like, bro, first of all, we always have the funding. Okay.
Bro,
Because
America
here's
just
the
cranked
thing.
out $1 trillion for everybody to be on unemployment and stuff like that. I don't want to hear it.
Listen to this. No, I was like, listen, only one of these statements is true. Only one of them's true. Because people will say both of them most of the time. People will be like, we're in America, we're the greatest nation in the world, we're the most powerful. All right, then, how about we work on the school system? I don't know if we got that. I don't know if we got the money for that. I don't know if we got the but we literally can build jets, all this other shit. We go bomb nukes.
Satellites.
Bro, to be honest with you, we probably at most you probably only need a handful of nukes, and you don't need them, but we have countless of them. So much that there's a whole bunch of nukes that are lost off the Gulf. I think somewhere along Alabama. Somebody else can check that out. Somewhere along Alabama, Florida, off the coastline, there's like a handful of nukes that went missing.
Well, that's pretty scary.
There's somewhere in the ocean, but they just can't find them. Like we have, like, stop saying we don't have the power to change it. It's just a matter of, are you ready for change?
The United States lost a warhead off of Tybee Island, Georgia in 1958, according to the U.S. Air Force, and it did not contain plutonium core, therefore could not be considered a functional nuclear weapon, though that has been debated.
Is that on Snopes?
Huh?
Is that on Snopes?
No, this is on the Mental Floss.
Okay, I was saying because you
Heard
can't
that a few
trust Snopes. Snopes is definitely fucking with the feds. For real.
The IFL science. I fucking love science. The U.S. has lost 6 nuclear weapons.
That's crazy.
That's just one. We could talk about all of the assault rifles that went missing in Saudi Arabia. First of all, my nigga, you don't have that high level of security clearance over something like that many fucking weapons, and then they basically get damn near to the destination, and now they're missing. But through all these other checks, everything was good and secure, and now they're missing. Boy, like I said, bro, we got money to do all that shit, but then you tell yourself straight up, you argue against it that we don't have money to help you be smarter. You go with the narrative. And I say you, I'm not talking about y'all two. I'm talking about just general people. You can argue that. You're defensive about it. Why are you not questioning
Like that
law?
Las Vegas shooting, and they only had one picture of that guy that had all this ammo and shot through all this glass and everything like that, all the way up there in Las Vegas and killed all those people at that concert.
That nigga is the top gun of Call of Duty.
But nobody like calls out like that. It doesn't make sense why he only has one picture on it.
Boy, I hate to see him in a Call of Duty lobby.
Wow, we're ending on that. I think that's the perfect time. You guys enjoy your July 4th day like you enjoy July 5th and July 3rd and July 7th, July 8th, and the rest. We will be seeing you guys next week in some form of fashion, figuring everything out. This has been the People of Culture. June Team, Komodo, Joe, Swerve Jackson, and Darby Deuce. See y'all later.
Oh, yeah, and the 4th of July isn't even Independence Day. Fun fact.
It's July 2nd.
Yep.